Rabbi Kaplan?
I wanted to make a few remarks reacting to something that I heard from somebody that he said something about me. And this is a few weeks ago.
Yeah, who was that person?
Because one of the talks that I gave was sent to somebody that he has a blog of his own.
What's his name?
And he calls himself Hirshel Tzig in his blog. Tzig is the Yiddish word for goat. He calls himself a tzig, a goat. And we might soon talk about why he calls himself that, in my opinion. And he heard what I said and he commented. Now, what I said a few weeks ago was that Zionism, let's say like this, in general, what is Zionism? And in particular, I mentioned some of the names of the leaders. Now, the truth, the leaders of this country are the high court, what they call Bagatz or Beit Mishpat Elyon. Those are the real leaders of this country, the dictators who say what to do. And I said something about them. Now, this person that we don't really know his name, Hirshel Tzig, he calls himself. So he sent an email, I think it was, saying, does Rabbi Kaplan take money from the government? And that was his question. So now I wanted to analyze, what does this person mean when he's asking such a question? Now, what I said was that the Rishonim are Rishonim. As simple as that. No big chokhmah. By the way, today I saw a clipping that Yeshem Meir, our producer, gave me about this famous story about the stealing of the yemenite children in the, 1950s maybe. It's so painful, so tragic, so terrible. You can't believe what kind of Rishonim they were, the manhigim of this state. But that's besides the point. That's in the past. Let's say. I'm talking about now. Anyway, what I said was, and I dramatized it, I think, strongly, that Zionism in general means let's go. It means let's go to Israel and have a state and say to Hashem, get out of here. That's what Zionism means, saying to Hashem, get out of here. We don't need you. We don't want you. We have our own state. We're going to run our own affairs, and you stay out of the picture. That is what Zionism means. That's the essence of it. And don't tell me, don't use this lesson that I once had a father-in-law that used to say, that's oversimplification. Because it maybe is oversimplifying, or maybe it's not oversimplifying. But truth is truth. It doesn't matter simple or not simple. The truth is the truth, and this is what Zionism means. And you have to say it in those words. You can't say it fancy. You have to say it as simple as you can in order to get the feeling of what it is. And I think I said it very good. Zionism means, again I'm saying it, Zionism means, Hashem, get out of here, let us run our own affairs, we don't want you, we don't need you, and goodbye. Now, it says this tzig, this person that calls himself the tzig, he says like this, does he take money from the government? So let's analyze, what does he mean, this smart person, the tzig? He means, how could you talk like that? If you take money from the government, so you should be makir tova to them, is that what he means? You should be thankful to them. You should say thankful. So what does that mean? If I say thank you, does that mean that they're not what I'm saying they are? Does that change the fact what they are? And or maybe does he mean I should just close my eyes to the facts because I take money from them? And I don't see what's wrong. I take money from them, and I say they're Rishoyim. I take money from the wicked people. Yeah, as simple as that. I take money from the wicked, bad people that are fighting against Hashem. So what? So what? I mean, there's something treif about their money that they shouldn't take it. Does the tzig mean like he's going with the Satmar Rebbe shita that you're not allowed to take money because it has a tumah in it? Is that what he's trying to say? I mean, so...
Well, excuse me, Rabbi Kaplan, the Satmar Rebbe lets individuals take, just not institutions.
I'm not getting into that point.
Well, just
that could be true. But I'm not justifying myself by bringing a certain psak of the Satmar Rebbe in a certain thing, and as if to say that the tzig is right. But I ever had the tzig stays a goat, and a goat, you don't have to justify yourself against a goat. And what is the goat saying? The goat is saying, what do you do in your personal life? That you must be wrong because you do this and this. Right. So, let's say I'm a hypocrite. Okay, I'm a hypocrite. Does that change the facts? Does that make what I say is wrong? How does his mind work? I want to understand. But, as my son said, you want to be in that world. There's a world that's called internet and YouTube. You want to be part of that world. You want to speak in that world. So this is what you have to expect, that level.
which son, Rav Daniel?
My son Yaakov Yehuda, he said that that's the level that it is. I was thinking about that comment, and I remembered that I once read that the Gra said that he doesn't accept Magidim. That means Magidim means Malachim come down in Hashemayim, and they say Torah to the person. So he didn't want to accept them. He didn't want to hear what they have to say. Because he said, one of his reasons was, because from the Shamayim till the arts is so full of klippas, so full of shadim and tumah and all kinds of bad in the air, which we don't see, we don't know what it means, but that's the fact. On the way, they get nidbak, they get stuck to them. And they might have Torah, they might have started out with Torah min Hashemayim, mipi Hashem, but on the way they get contaminated and they say wrong things because they come the way coming from up there to down here. That's what the Gra said. Now, internet and email and everything, it goes through the air.
Rabbi Kaplan, can I just say, this reminds me of the famous Torah in the Likutei Moharan, I believe, Rabbi Nachman of Breslov, Torah Samach Aleph, that he says that tall people, they often have amunos cosbios because they're so tall that when it gets from the heart to the brain, whatever it is,
it takes time.
Then it gets mixed up. It's very similar.
Oh, so it's related to what I'm saying. Although it might not be exactly the same thing. Interesting to know if this tzig is a tall person or not. But I don't know. I don't even know what his real name is. So I'm saying the same thing is when you send a message through the air, which is called email or whatever you call it, called Shem B'chanicha D'Isle, so it gets contaminated on the way. And no matter how good it is, you say it, it's going to be accepted the wrong way. And I hear a lot from our producer, Yeshua Meir, that he tells me about lies, that people send in comments. They comment on things with simple lies. Sometimes that's what it is. That's what it happens when it goes through the air. If you see that holy malachim, they go through the air till down the Olam Hazeh, their message gets contaminated. So what do you expect? So of course it was. What I said got contaminated on the way. And the only reason I do it is I'm doing a favor to our producer, Yeshua Meir, that he's sending out these messages. And maybe sometime, maybe some toelas will come out of it. But again, it's very clear what I'm saying, that Zionism means saying to Hashem, get out of here. And the main place where they say that is in the High Court in this country that whenever anything Jewish comes up in front of them, they say Judaism, and they don't say these words, but this is the Ruach HaDvorim of what they talk is Judaism. Get out of here. If it's any zecher of Judaism, we're going to paskin against it. This state has to be as goyish as can